In a world of gadgets and screens, it's easy for kids to overlook the value of reading and the importance of nurturing themselves. But Jacksonville authors PeTika Tave and her daughter, Zandria Bastian, are a mission to change that right now. Both believe in books that focus on positivity, encouraging kids to embrace and love their true selves. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here.
Thanks for being here. PeTika, you are a longtime educator here in Duval County. When and why did you decide to start writing children's books?
Well, it goes back to me struggling as a child. When I was young, I've always been heavy and I've always been tall. I was actually 6 feet and 300 pounds in the 8th grade. And so writing was my outlet. I have journals from 10, 20 years ago where I expressed myself because I had to have a way to share my feelings and thoughts. And because I struggled so much with self-esteem and who I was as a person, even though I had really great grades and a strong family support system, I was hurting inside. And so fast forward to when I found out I was having my daughter, I wanted to make sure that she did not struggle the way that I did. And so I actually wrote poems to her. And when someone read those poems, they said, "You must make this a children's book." And that's what I did.
And so that was your first book, which was?
Beautiful As You Are.
Okay. And what is the message of those poems?
The poem's message is just to love yourself unapologetically, inside and out, just the way you are. No matter how tall or small, big or thin you are, just know that you are who you are, and that's good enough.
Zandria, that sounds like a pretty cool message for a mom to convey. Is that something that you felt growing up from her?
Oh, of course. My mom, she's always showed me that I am just perfect, just the way that I am, and that there's always room to improve, but we are all made how we're supposed to be, and that we just to celebrate ourselves and our personality.
Mm-hmm. And PeTika, I saw that one of the things that you recommend and advocate is reading to children in utero, basically.
Yes.
What do you think is the value of that? Did you do that? And what kind of books did you read at that time?
Absolutely. That is so important. So when you take my years as an educator, right now I'm an actual reading coach here in Duval County, and you can tell the children that have been exposed to print-rich homes, that have been exposed to high-level vocabulary and people actually just talking to them. I know back in the day we do the gaga goo goo stuff. We don't do that anymore. And one of those things I was very adamant about is when my children were young, I talked to them like they were adults. Hi, get up. We're going to change your diaper, okay? Be still. And I wanted to make sure that they understood language, and reading to them helps them hear those articulation of words, hear the person that's going to take care of them, and understand different emotions and things of that nature, because typically when you read, you have animated voices and you try to make it come alive. And that gives that child not only a lesson in, having that phonemic awareness being taught to them, but also just getting a love of reading.
Mm-hmm. Zandria, what do you remember from being in the womb, hearing those books?
Well, I'm not very sure, but I know it has helped to shape me to be so well in tuned to vocabulary and all that stuff. So it's definitely helped.
Mm-hmm. So you wrote your first book how many years ago?
I wrote it in 2000. Well, we published it in 2019, the book, but the words were written back in 2009.
Okay. And since then, you've gotten at least 2 more books published.
Correct. So we have Brilliant As You Are, which is an ode to young boys to teach them to love themselves inside and out. Because originally, like I said, the poem was to my daughter, Beautiful As You Are. And when people read it, they're like, you have to do one for boys. And so I did that. And then my third children's book was Why I Love Grandpa. And it's a celebration of all the grandpas doing everything they're not supposed to do that makes children, love them and appreciate them for who they are. And so I just wanted to celebrate my father, John Tave. He passed away at the age of 80 in 2021, but he was the best example of a grandpa that I have ever seen.
Did he get to see the book?
So actually, when we knew he wasn't going to make it very long. And so we wrote the words, and I was able to let the children read the words to him. And he was, even in those moments, he was just so tickled with joy. He was just like, wow, thank you. So he heard the words, but never got to see the completed book.
Oh, what a wonderful gift.
Yes, absolutely.
So Zandria, you've actually followed in your mom's footsteps. You have also published a book. Tell us about what the book is about. Well, have you written 2 books now?
No. So this is my first book.
Okay. So tell us about the book, what the inspiration was, and a little bit about what it's about.
Okay, so my book is about friendship and it follows the journey between a girl and her cat, and it just helps to connect parents and children to talk about the relationships between friends and everything. And my inspiration, I would say, I guess, is my mom because she's always been writing. And so when I wrote this book, I was probably about 5 to 7 years of age. And so, yeah, when we've been in this author business, and she was just like, we should get this published because she found it one day when we were cleaning. And I was like, wow, this is going to be amazing.
Oh, you were writing it kind of on your own, and she
Yes.
discovered that you were doing that. Wow. And what's the name of the book?
Zoe and Max, best friends forever.
Okay. So are you, do you share these books with your friends? Do you talk about writing with them? Are they big readers, or are you kind of an outlier among your peers?
Well, I go to a leadership development and college preparatory school, so everyone is definitely into academics, and I can relate to other readers at my school. So I'm not necessarily an outlier, but I feel like the children's book aspect is something different.
You're just 14?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. Very accomplished. And so are you working on some additional, are you writing additional things?
Not at this moment, but I am designing other products. So I have like Proud to Be Me bags so that children, families, and even adults can walk around and show that they love themselves inside and out. And I also have gift cards as well.
Do you see writing in your future, or do you just see yourself as kind of a budding entrepreneur and, somebody who can coach people to feel better about themselves?
Well, right now I see myself as just an entrepreneur, but I can explore authoring in my future. And I'd love to do it because this has been such an amazing experience and I've definitely learned a lot.
How about you, PeTika? What have you learned in this journey that you've taken? And how has your self-esteem improved or changed?
So I've learned quite a bit. I don't even know where to start. So my self esteem improved. I would say when I started to realize that I am enough. And I did go through and lose 200 pounds the good old fashioned way, exercise and dieting. And I was a Weight Watchers Inspiring Stories of the Year winner in 2006. But I also realized that you can't put your value on the number on the scale. You have to find something to celebrate every day when you look in the mirror, regardless of what that number says. So just gaining that internal confidence as an adult to know that, hey, there are always things we can all work on, but be happy with who you are, just the way you are, has been something that has really motivated me. And throughout this author journey, I've met so many wonderful people, so many people that want to see you successful. We have great markets here in town, the Riverside Arts Market, the Jacksonville Melanin Market, that really supports people and entrepreneurs. And one of the things that I like to teach folks is to just do things. Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. And you never know what you could accomplish. I never would have dreamed we'd be here. And so it's a pleasure to have this opportunity to impact so many. Like I tell Zandria, I'm like, we've literally sold our book to thousands of children.
That's
and
incredible.
families. Yeah.
And so is there an event coming up where people can meet you and also see your books or get your books?
Absolutely. So we are so proud to have Zandria's book launch party, and we've been so blessed to be sponsored by a few Read Jacks, Authors Roundtable of Florida, and 2 businesses. And to bring this opportunity to children, we're going to benefit the Jacksonville Humane Society with pet food donations. And this Saturday at the Jesse. And what a fitting place. That's the old main library, the old Hayden Burns Library, if you're from Jacksonville. So to have this event to celebrate her and to help others be inspired to do more and achieve more is a blessing.
It's exciting. And so that's at Adams and Ocean, the old library.
Yes.
And are you excited about this launch?
Of course, I'm excited. I'm just very grateful for this opportunity and to bring my work into the world. And I'm so thankful for my sponsors as well that have been helping and guiding us on this journey. And I'm just extremely excited.
Well, Zandria Bastian, PeTika Tave, thank you so much for being here and for all the great work you're doing.
Thank you.